In this video, we'll be looking at two functions, root x plus 5 and g of x, which is 1 over x. Now, to get f of g, I would suggest that you look at it like g inside f. This is an easy algorithm to remember how to solve this type of question. So it's like putting g inside f. When we put g of x in the place of x here, we get root 1 over x plus 5. And vice versa, when we do f inside of g, we get 1 over root x plus 5. Now, the domain. The domain consists of the interval of numbers that can successfully go inside the function. Now, f of g is root 1 over x plus 5. We cannot take the square root of a negative number. That's why we have to define the boundary at 0. So what value of x would give us 0 in this equation? We find that out to be negative 1 over 5. When 1 is divided by negative 1 over 5, we get minus 5. That's how we find it. So when we define the domain of that boundary, we use the parentheses to demonstrate that this value is never reached. Negative infinity is not touched. Comma negative 1 over 5. That means that this value is reached. Then union, that's what this sign stands for. 0, we put the parentheses, and comma infinity. That denotes all real numbers. Now, as for the domain of g of f, this is the formula g of f. We also cannot take the square root of a negative number, so we define the boundary at the value of x that gives 0 when you put it inside, and that would give us minus 5, because minus 5 plus 5 is equal to 0. So the domain is minus 5 to infinity. Now to find the range will be easy since we already have the domain values. We have to recall that no negative numbers can go into the function because of what we found the domain to be. If no negative numbers can go into the function, we also define the range at 0. When we put 0 into this, we get 5. The square root of 5 is root 5. So the range would exist from 0 to root 5, union of root 5 to infinity. That will consist of all other positive numbers. The range of g of f, from the domain, we know that no negative numbers can come out. So we just define it for all positive numbers, 0, comma, infinity.